Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gendron Tarot by Melanie Gendron. Website on the top here is usgamesinc.com. This printing, I saw the 97 and the 2004 here, but the website, I believe, is still used by Ciro Marchetti, so I think it's still active there, if you want to check it out. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish-Baskin. Websites on the back, torihartman.com and watkinspublishing.co.uk or watkinspublishing.com. Feel free to use any of that information that you want, of course. No jumpers this time, which seems to be weird. Like sometimes cards jump out of the deck, but it didn't happen this time, which is okay. I don't know why we're even mentioning it. It's kind of weird, but okay. I already want to use the dice. 8 of Swords with growth. Feeling trapped, but it working out for you? Okay. That's an interesting way to start. Let's get some clarity on that. All right, Earth. 5 of Pentacles. And then the Empress. So, feeling like you're left out on the outside, you're not getting the information you want, or you're not being, you can't move like you want. Are you stuck, or is this situation just building? Is it getting stronger for you? Gemini, you like to keep your mind moving, and if the situation gets boring, that can be very difficult. Very, very difficult. And I feel like when you got the Devil card here, which they call it, what do they call it? The Deceiver. It feels like it's too rigid to me. It feels like it's too rigid. Like the Deceiver is, it's kind of like, interesting that they're calling it that. Because it seems like the situation is not for you, but maybe it is. Is it going to grow? Is it going to get better? That's what I'm wondering. Because I feel like in the current moment, I feel trapped and I don't really like it. With the Ten of Swords, I'm not happy. I feel like you're not happy, but I do feel like the situation with growth coming later will become better and will become more of what you want. Something comes back and actually returns the situation to a more profitable energy for you. You do have the Six of Cups leading into the Four of Wands. I do feel like there's something or someone returning from the past that's actually going to make this a lot better situation for you. When this situation goes into the next phase, I feel like it doesn't seem as bad anymore. Because it's a very intellectual energy. This is also a person who knows how to make headway in the situation to make it change. So it's almost like you have a lot of ideas. This person matches that energy, but also knows how to move it forward and make those ideas happen. The perfection thing, that's interesting. The need to improve. This has gone to the back burner in this situation. Things need to improve. Granted, we don't want to just make change for the sake of change. And there's a lot of times where we've seen that happen in life, haven't we? But we don't want to just stagnate either. I think currently the situation feels like it's stagnating and you're like, I hate it, but I feel like I'm trapped here. I don't know what to do. There's an opportunity for growth. When that comes forward, that's what we're waiting for. Like, how much longer before that happens, though? Like, how long do you have to hang out for it? It's like we're already acknowledging that this is not a situation you're really enjoying, but there's so much good coming in. I literally see the Sun card coming in with the King of Swords. Like, that's the best option, best outcome. I also see the joy coming in, a lot of happiness. Somebody has to admit that things weren't working right when it was this rigid. But how long before that happens? How are you going to know when that's coming forward? Page of Swords and the Hierophant. A lot of earth. A lot of earth here. Maybe more than you really want. And I say a lot of earth. I see the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hierophant now, and the Page of Pentacles. All right, so that's 4 out of 12. But still, to me, it feels like when I say a lot of earth, maybe too much earth for you. Maybe that's way too much for you. The person holding this situation so rigidly has to admit that this is stunting growth. There's also a challenge energy coming in for that. The King of Swords is challenging that. Kind of like, you want to keep things tied down, is so rigid and they can't move, but they're so rigid. It's like, to me, it's like having plastic covers on furniture. I just feel like I don't understand why people want to sit on plastic covers. I don't get it. When I was a kid, that used to be more of a thing. It really did. But sitting on a couch with plastic covers, it's just, I don't know, it just sucks. If you've ever done it, I don't think people do it, but that's what this feels like. Like somebody has to admit, like, having a couch with plastic covers, if you just want to look at it, I guess, but even then it doesn't look that great. Seeing plastic covers on things, it doesn't look that great, in my opinion. And sitting on something with a plastic cover is just not comfortable. I just really don't think it's that comfortable. And somebody's coming in to challenge that, saying, hey, the way you're living life with these plastic covers on your furniture, why? Like, how is that? It's like taking the value away. But if you remove those plastic covers, this can be good again. That's like they're saying, you're being too rigid. You have to let go and live a little. And let people breathe. Let people enjoy what's in front of them. And I feel like this is helping you. Somebody's bringing in this energy like this is too rigid. This is stunting growth. This is not helping. This is not working. Whoever this person is, this Hierophant energy, they are reluctant to let it go. Can we get any more information about this person? Because I feel like this is the problem person for you. Like, what can you do? What can Gemini do to release this hold, or somehow coax this person to realize that they have to be more changeable? Earth, Page of Earth, and then the Hermit. You have to speak on their terms. You have to speak on their terms. You have to show them what can stay the same while things change. This is kind of like saying, the house is going to be safe. The water and the plumbing and the electrical, all of that's not going to get touched. But you know what? We can move the furniture around. We can change the color of the walls. We might be able even to renovate a couple things without really causing big issues. Like we can renovate a small room over here that's not being used that much and see how that goes. Maybe open it up a little bit and just see how that goes. Everything else stays the same, but maybe we'll just try over here and see how this goes. It won't damage anything, and if we don't like it, we could always put it back, but we don't know if we don't try. You have to speak on their terms. You have to highlight what's going to stay the same first, and then coax in a little bit of change at a time. A little bit of change at a time. You have to be careful how you talk to this person. If you get too creative with your words, you're going to lose them fast. So you might have to talk with the same terms. Keep using the same terms. Even if you say it different ways, use the same terms. Like, instead of calling, like, if you keep referring to bread as bread, that's fine. But don't start calling bread pumpernickel or, bread like the outside covering of a sandwich. Like, you got to be careful not to change how you're talking about the same thing. It's the best way I can think of to say it. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're like bread, you can't keep changing. Like, you can start calling bread a pita or a bread a wrap or bread. Like, you got to be careful. Use the same term. Wait, if it's bread, you just keep referring to it as bread. Just keep referring to it as bread, bread, bread. Don't start calling it pumpernickel. Don't start calling it muffin. Something. I don't know. Don't be careful how you got to be careful. You got to keep using the same terms. It'll be annoyingly boring for you, but that's how you're going to start coaxing this forward. Careful with your terms. Got to use the same terms. Which I know you don't like. I can already get that devil card. Not liking it. But once you get through this, once it starts moving again, I feel like you're going to dislodge this devil. You might even play the part of the devil. What does that mean? Okay. You might even play the part of the devil? Okay, what Gemini's a fun character. Y'all know you're fun. Y'all know you're fun. Y'all know you're fun. Where are you going with this? The magician, water, two of cups. Playing the devil with the two of cups and the magician. You can make them feel like it's more static than it actually is. This reminds me of like renovating a room. Okay, and there's maybe more electrical in this room than most people realize. Maybe there's like fixtures, but maybe there's like a cable hookup, or there's a couple switches that go to a couple different places in the house for like the outside lights or the garage or whatever. Maybe there used to be a stove hookup in this room that's just kind of been, it's just, you just don't see it because there's no stove. It's just kind of, there's something in front of it, right? There's more going on in this room, in the walls. So what I'm getting for Gemini, like maybe playing the devil, is kind of like, okay, we're going to renovate this room, but this person doesn't realize how much is actually in the walls. We can safely take care of it, but if they know that's there, they're going to get freaked out and they're going to shut us down. So maybe we divert their attention for a little while, get it all taken care of, and like, for example, if there's not going to be a stove in there anymore, we just maybe remove that connection so it's not a problem. Maybe we, put the switches all together on one panel so that they don't realize everything that was there. We just do it all, fix it all, paint it all, put things back in here. We show them the finished product and they won't realize how much was actually changed. Maybe. That's plain. You got to decide if you think that's right or not, because I don't know. Because I feel like you can get great outcomes with the two of cups and the the magician. But you might have to play the devil a little bit, kind of keep things a little hidden until they're all fixed and taken care of. Once things start moving. Because this energy is very rigid and it doesn't like change. It also likes things to work out to their advantage. They got joy of vanity. If it makes them look better in the end, as long as there's no problems you have to ask them to help you with, you'll be fine. So for example, if you're going to need more money and you need their approval for the money, that's going to be quite the roadblock to get around. You're a Gemini. You might have a way to get around that, but I'm just saying, keep it in mind, you might have things like that. As long as it looks good for them, as long as they're happy with the result, they'll be happy. But if there's any type of hiccup or any type of roadblock along the way, the claws might come out along with the teeth. Keep that in mind. If you can get to the end, okay, I'm like, what am I missing? I know I'm missing something. I'm going to roll the dice. Because I feel like if you can get to the end without them knowing the difference, I think you're fine. But that's like a tricky one. What do we got? Earth, 3 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles, and the Strength card, 8. You're going to have to commit to the work that needs to go into this project, and they can't be involved until the end. And they just got to see the results and just be overjoyed with the results, and then you'll get... The thing is, you're going to have to start a pattern with that. So be careful you really want to do that. That puts a lot of responsibility on you, a lot of judgment on you that could go either way. Be careful of that. If you're at peace with it, you do what you got to do. You might have to actually pull somebody in to help you, but make sure you can trust them if you do that too. Be very, very careful with that. Is that a good idea? If you pull in somebody else to help you with that, is that a good idea? Just do one more dice roll. Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. That's a compatible energy with you. The Emperor, though, is not about lying, so be careful. If the Emperor finds out you've lied, they will blow you in, and they will rip you apart for it at the same time. So, in fact, the person that you lied to might not be the one I'd be worried about. I'd be worried about the Emperor finding out you lied. So if you do anything like that, even if it's a half-truth, Emperor sees a half-truth as a lie. The Emperor also sees omission of the truth as a lie. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't say something, but you knew it was going to matter, and they know that. They still view that as a lie. Be careful. So if you pull somebody in, be careful. Because if they find that out, they're going to barbecue you. Barbecue you. The Emperor doesn't deal with that very well. They don't have tolerance for it. I do feel like, though, if you get this person to help you, the Emperor energy, they will not only be very stable and dependable, they might also fight the battle for you. So this might be somebody, before you have to work with half-truths, or whatever you say, keep this person away from the situation while you fix it, the Emperor might be able to get in there and be like, listen, this is what needs to happen, just back off, stay out of our way, and let us do it. So that there's no half-truths, but the other person who like is a little nervous about change is just told, stay out of here. Whatever it is, we'll handle it. We just won't. If the Emperor says to this person, we're just not going to tell you the details till we're done, and they accept it, that's not a half-truth. That's just like basically you're going to go in blind, but you've decided you're okay with that, so stay blind and stay out of our way, and we'll get it done. The Emperor is very fickle. They don't deal with half-truths or something they consider a lie. So you got to be right on point, right on board with it, very on the level. They'll fight for it, and they'll get what they want, but you have to do it their way. So keep that in mind if you pull somebody else in. I'm just saying. So for those of you that makes sense for, you're considering pulling somebody in, just keep that in mind. All right, I think we're done. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and you have a great day.